guys? We are back out in the woods with Rookie Logger.
Hello.
Got a nice day out. Mud's still running. The water's coming off the mountain pretty good here.
Water's definitely coming up.
Yeah, the ground is it's starting to dry up here at the landing though. So got frick.
Boy, I'd really be interested to get some people in here to see how long their mud seasons last in other places. You know, like an opinion of somebody else. Because I know, like in Canada, they kind of like shut off for a couple months without question.
They're at 50% right now going across the border, aren't they?
What do you mean?
50%.
Yeah,
load?
Capacity. Yeah, half loads. Which I mean, it's still they're able to haul 110,000, so they're only losing 10,000. I don't know why they call it half loads, but like 3/4 loads.
Yeah.
Because all the ones here we have to load them to 110 right now. Normally in Canada they can be 128. I think it is
128.
They even have more than us.
And we don't mark our roads. Where Canada just basically.
Well, they mark the whole everything.
Yeah, they put a line down, but they allow wood in and out, or they allow hauling in and out at least. So
yeah, they just tell them to cool it down a little bit.
So we've got state roads. I don't know about all the county roads, but like the town road that I live on is marked now, and that'll be marked for a month or 2 months.
Oh yeah,
I forgot how long it is. It's
till May.
Is that what it is?
Usually until they get the sand off the road on some of them.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's how I always gauge it. When they will usually unmark them when the sand's cleaned up, usually, because it's about time of year they do it, right in the spring before motorcycles. So I think I haven't paid attention in my town. I haven't really paid attention if it's marked or not.
I think we've got Mr. Dan in here in Velcro. Dan, you're up in Canada, just over Maine, I believe. What do you know? Is there any difference for you guys?
Yeah, that'd be a good one. I know they have really strict laws in Canada for that stuff. Like if you're over, it's like pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't good here either.
No, it's getting a lot more lax, it seems. I mean, they're slapping people's hands for a lot bigger stuff nowadays.
Oh yeah, they're always after you for something.
And we are at work, guys. So just give us a little bit of leeway.
Yeah, just pull ahead a little bit.
But we're both
trying to keep it on schedule.
Yeah, we're just checking out, see if it works or not. Good. I mean, if people, people enjoy this, then talk.
Because this doesn't bother me one bit.
No, I mean we're bull crapping on the phone or whatnot. Like I said, I'm down to not being able to be in the woods anymore. So luckily we were able to stage up a whole pile of wood. This way we can keep working on the landing. So really, once the loader's filled up,
that definitely worked out really well.
Yeah.
I mean, what you said, you got a month of wood?
At the rate we're going, probably a month and a half.
That's sweet. That'll get you through mud season almost.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're already talking about letting us go into cut. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
They're already talking about going back to skidding?
PJ hasn't mentioned skidding yet, just cutting.
Oh, that's why you were saying. Okay. Makes sense. Yeah, they're going to be pretty slow around here for a while. Till summer.
This is rough.
Poor guy, rough landing.
He's got it so frickin' packed. Everything's underneath the top.
Hey, we're doing better today than yesterday.
What's that?
We got 4 people.
Can you see the live chat?
Yeah, if I pull it up.
We'll pull it up. That way, if I miss something, you can speak on it, man.
Oh, look at that.
Shoot.
I didn't bother having it up yesterday because there was only
Yeah.
a couple comments.
How's it going, bud? Sorry, I missed a lot of what was said. No big deal, man. We're just we're talking about the woods. We're talking about how it is in our neck of the woods, at least. What's going on with the ground situation? What's going on with the mill with Ben? Just different perspective type deal. That way, if guys come in, they have comments, they have questions, they have ideas or thoughts on how things are going for them. It's a cool little community idea. There's one piece of wood here that is just not working with me here.
Oh,
Holy freak!
Doesn't it just get you going sometimes?
Oh, I can't do nothing, and I'm right in a freaking hole.
My live chat doesn't stay up. It goes away. It like times
You
out.
gotta tap it. Once you tap it, you hit live chat again, and it comes back up. That's kind of the crappy part about iPhones, or crappy part about live streaming like this.
I am loading trucks at a log yard right now. So he's in the skidding, and I'm in the yard loading, unloading trucks.
Two different locations, two different
I used to
employers.
do it, so skidding. So yeah, 2 different places completely. We just figure that we do a live chat, and what else are we gonna do? We kind of talk during the day anyways, so might as well make it useful.
Yeah, YouTube gets old.
Gives meaning to the day.
So
makes the day go by.
It's a good way to just bullcrap with you guys. Yeah, like I don't have everybody's phone number, and we can kind of fill you guys in. Some of you guys like the farming sim, and maybe are interested in adding a little bit more realism to it or something like that. So if we can elaborate on how things are in the woods or why we do certain things the way we do them here, it's just it's all ideas.
Oh, somebody wrecked somewhere, I guess. Log wreck.
In
Log
the yard?
wreck. No, somewhere between here and the mill.
Tie mill?
So somewhere between here and the tie mill.
Tie mill, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Was it one of your trucks?
I don't know. Doesn't sound like it.
Not all hands on deck?
All hands on deck, yeah. Red alert. Yeah, definitely gotta do some research into dual camera setup, and people can see what I'm doing.
Yeah, it'd be a lot easier for me too with a chest cam or something like that. That way, when I turn around.
Yeah.
But in the same respect, this is more of a chat, so people that are here for that are here for that.
Yep.
But I'll be turned around here in a minute. I'm just grabbing another quick hitch. That way I can wait for the loader man to work through what I've got for logs for him. And then we'll get into some topics, unless you've got some off the top of your head, Ben.
Oh, let's see. We can talk
about
the news I heard yesterday from one of our log buyers. He said
that's great. That's a great one.
He said that they are thinking about not buying wood from anybody that's using one of those processing heads with the feed wheels on them, because it was making the wood worthless. It was taking a log that could be worth $600 and making it worth $6.
Why is that?
Well, those little feed rollers have them sharp like spikes in them on some of them, and everywhere one of those spikes hits the wood on the tree, the like fungus and insects get in there. So when they peel them on one of those mills that they are getting the sheeting off of for like plywood and stuff, the plywood has a whole bunch of dots in it, bunch of dark spots
Like the
riddled
wood's
with
got
it, like
frickin'.
polka dots.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like chicken pox of the woods. And he said, yeah, there's some of that wood is, worth $6 a foot. So if a tree's got 200 feet in it, you do the math there. It's making it worth like 60 cents a foot compared to $6 a foot. So there.
Yeah. I'm just making sure we're not missing nothing here in the chat.
Oh, it was real quiet.
So you're in a skidder. What's Buddy in the red doing?
Yeah, I explained it.
Did a little bit of helping a family for. Oh, I got you. That'd be sick. Yeah. So what Ben's talking about is something that we don't use here. We use a loader
it was
limber
attempted.
slasher. Well, we're going to elaborate onto it right now.
Yep.
So a lot of people comment and wonder why in the farming sim, why I was, using a trailer mounted loader, limber and slasher type deal versus the processors, because they're a lot faster. They're a lot simpler. It's one piece that can do
everything,
a couple jobs,
Yeah. Takes the middleman out.
Exactly. And one of the biggest reasons that you had talked about earlier, and like anybody, Farm Sim is a great representation of this, because if you guys get hardwoods in Farm Sim, you guys know the limbs can't be stripped. You've got to cut them, that type of thing. And that's the same thing in real life. If we were using a processor head out here, it would be not so effective. Our wood's got a lot of.
It would get really beat up.
Yeah. Our wood's not straight generally. The limbs are huge. It's not ideal for this type of situation. So there you've got a mill that's already saying they're not taking any more wood from processors because of what the processor does to the tree. And anybody that's seen YouTube videos of processors, anybody that's seen YouTube or just a processor in general, knows that it feeds on the tree, so it's digging in to the tree, which is then going past the layers into the tree and opening up that cavity for.
Like, it's one thing, like, if you're using a pull-through delimber or a stroke delimber like we use.
Yep.
Like, it's one thing if you knock the bark off, but when you start digging into the wood, that's where the fungus can get in. And every time that those wheels are turning on a piece of wood, it's digging those, like, really, aggressive teeth into the wood. Where,
exactly.
We might be knocking the bark off or something like that. Or we're not
getting into the fiber. Shooting. It's basically like shooting into the wood, where the pull through delimber is more of a knife.
Yeah, it's more of a knife. It's like stripping the bark off, which that's not always ideal either, but it's still better than getting into the fiber.
Yeah, it's just not having pinpricks.
Yeah, and
it's straight grain.
Yeah, like you guys use the pull through delimber on the loader, which is great, and it worked awesome when I used it. And it works good, but for like high production stuff, like when you're doing 20 something loads a day, you have a dedicated machine just to doing it like we do it, it works pretty good.
I wonder how the Chambers delimber type situation with the chains would do.
I bet it would work. I think
would it work on hardwood well?
Well, see, that Chambers delimber, the deliminator thing, because I've seen them, it has those flail chains inside of it.
Okay, yeah.
And those flail chains is the same exact setup that is inside of like a clean chipper like they use up here.
Yep.
So it strips all the limbs and bark off anyways. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Like, have you ever seen any of the up close videos with how they're set up?
Yeah.
It's set up the exact same way inside of a chipper.
Big limbs, stuff like that, if it's going to flail them out and not be as efficient, or is it going to...
I think you'd have to pre-trim like the limbs off or something. think it would work on
Snap
like
'em.
top wood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's gonna take a minute to eat through that. You know.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll work.
So
that
you're
good.
looking more at softwood, basically
Yeah.
exactly what a processor would chew through in no time flat.
Yeah. Those processors are great for like plantation pine and where they work in Canada and stuff where there's a lot of spruce because I mean you can buzz right through it. It ain't gonna matter because like the guy was saying, he says it ain't a big deal with studwood like spruce and stuff. He said it's inside of a wall, but nobody wants to look at all those dots on your door because
Yep.
that's what they're making out of the hardwood. Like the veneer for the door, thin wood.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, he was pretty. I wish I had more time to sit down and talk with him about certain stuff.
Oh, that's an awesome point. That really, I mean, I always thought in my head without actually seeing anybody up here or even in my location run a processing head. Stroker
Yeah,
delimers. We see them all the time up here.
yeah.
The concept of a stroker delimmer is that
Just one
grabs-
self-contained machine that just is responsible for stripping the trees.
That's what I
all
mean.
they do.
So that I'll actually grab with a grapple the tree and bust the limbs off, basically with shears on the grapple. Correct? As it reaches out, it limbs. Basically the same thing as
arms.
So it
basically the same thing as the trailer mounted one.
Exactly.
Just it moves.
So that argument is null and void for stroke.
They work
delimber
great.
then.
It's nice to have in the like you guys. You don't need that other machine. You know what I mean? Because you're not worried about super crazy productivity. 4 or 5
Yep.
loads, 6 loads a day.
Well, this would be the type of job that we have right here that would be perfect for a stroker delimber.
Because he could just go ahead and limb the piles out, and then you just have limb wood to work out of.
Exactly. So we don't do that. Normally we go. The buncher will go in the woods for a week, 2 weeks before the skidders get here. The skidders will bring out the wood to the loader. He'll go through that stage. We don't stage generally much for spare wood on the landing. So, sometimes it allows, but generally our landings are pretty small.
Yeah.
So this is a compact machine. We can get trucks in and out generally. And
it's a pretty nice commodity when you get that big landing.
Yes. We're using it.
Pretty rare.
We're in an old
most of the time
pit.
you barely have a place to park.
That's yeah. Let alone get a truck in and backed up. Sometimes they have to back right out or back up from the road. So it's different. It's different.
I mean, that whole concept with the delimmer, not the Jesus, I can't think of it now. With the processing head delimmer is like it's a great idea, but they've tried it up here before, and I worked for some people that had tried it, and all you ended up doing was waiting on wood because they have a hard time eating through those limbs. Where with the hot saw, you just you just a couple seconds you can throw them on the ground.
Exactly.
They were constantly waiting on wood all the time, whereas this, I mean, look at John was 2 weeks ahead of you guys.
Yep.
You know what I mean, with the buncher and done.
Yeah.
Whereas
2 skidders
we got it. They had trucks waiting on the land and for them to cut trees in the woods for them to bring them out.
Exactly.
It just didn't work. It was a lot of waiting. And there was another guy that they had a processing head, and they would follow the buncher around in the woods and limb the hitches in the woods. They're all pre-limbed, which it worked for a while.
That's
but
nice for
after
a skidder
few
guy.
years, that head did not fare well.
Yeah.
It probably would have lasted for a long time in softwood, but the hardwood, I mean, they had the wheels come off of it before. The wheels bust right off and go rolling down a mountain.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So Mr. Dan here says, yeah, here they use branches or what is that? I can't even see it because the sun's in my freaking screen. Here they use bunchers for lumber production. Bunchers and stroker delimbers. A lot of places anyways. Yeah. Yeah, that's
You know,
what we're surrounded by that here as well.
there's that one guy I've seen on YouTube a couple times that does it out in Maine, and it runs like a Timco.
Yep.
And they cut in those big swamps and stuff like that. It might even be Canada. I don't remember, but they do that. He'll put up a ton of wood with the stroke delimber. They'll go right down the road and deck the wood as high as they can reach. And they just come along and process it up.
Yeah, there's definitely different systems. That type
Oh
of
yeah.
system in the woods here, I don't know how we would do it. We'd almost have to have a midpoint where the skidders would bring the wood to the midpoint. The delimber would
Well,
go through it there.
yeah, that's what you would do, because Seaway just did it. I mean, they had the crew putting up wood all winter, like I was telling you.
Yep.
And they just skid to the stroke delimber, and he just they just bring them hitches like you're bringing the wood to Ray, and
Okay.
they just stroke it and deck it up, because they can deck it up pretty high with those. That's all they were doing. Or I mean, they can give it to the skidder, and the skidder can take it from there and deck it up too.
Yep. So the stroker delimber is decking at the landing.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
just stroking the wood, like he's taking it from their hitches that they're bringing him, and he's stripping the limbs off of them and piling them higher. Just keeps piling them, nice neat pile across, so they can just go with the loader and work their way down, cut the logs out, and feed them right in the chipper. Keep moving the whole assembly line down.
I got you. So it's just a middleman, a pivot.
Yep.
That's pretty interesting. That would be something to
It
watch.
has proven to be very effective. I mean, all right, you better go with that.
Well, you guys use that, right? Our
They
Phil
do
and
it.
Buncher man.
What's that?
Oh
yeah. Yep. I mean, he's running the loader for the third crew, and that's all they were doing at one point, was just putting wood up, and then they can go along and just go through the pile as they're going with trucks.
Yep.
Processing up as they go. You want to have a beeper battle?
Dominic, what's up, Bubba? That's the fellow that came in and did a little bit of skidding with me this year.
Oh, yeah. Sweet.
David Harley?
Oh, yes,
Dan.
that's the guy. That's the guy who I was talking about.
Cool. Yeah, so you've seen him before.
Yeah, I like watching him.
I wish I could change the camera around for you guys, but you really can't see nothing out there. I got to do my windows, but we're out of rags. There's a loader. And like I said, I'm just waiting on him right now. He's going through.
That's all everything. I'm doing. Waiting for my next truck so I can load them, and it is wet here.
Yeah, she's starting to dry up here a little bit. I mean,
all right, now I gotta go push a truck.
Now we're gonna do some push trucking.
Yep.
But, yeah, it sucks I can't be in the woods any, but it's been kind of nice taking a little break, to be honest. I mean, we're still moving wood.
Get some slow down and rest and recharge. You get burnt out after a while of coming to work every day and doing the same thing.
It's just funny how I haven't even been doing this a week yet, and I already want to be in the woods freaking skidding.
Oh, yeah. It's like after spring break, you're bored.
A nice day. A day of rest sitting here at the landing. Now I'm freaking ready. Come on.
Pretty crazy. I have to push trucks in the yard.
Yeah. You gotta get that road open.
Yeah, I've been trying. I'll do that in my free time.
Yeah, all that, right?
Yep.
Oh, what else we got here? I'll have to take a look at that. I'll actually take a screenshot. David Harley. I'll have to take a look. I probably watched it.
Yeah, he uses like it's not even a Timco. It's a Velmat or whatever.
Yeah.
They're like the in between, like the Komatsu version now.
Yeah.
Now it's Komatsu.
What's different with the way they do it?
they're just cutting, like, normally the wood that they're cutting, people will do it with the processors, and he's going down and cutting it with that buncher and skidding it out with the skidder, and they're not doing forwarders. They're not using forwarders, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of doing it like the way that we would do it.
Okay. You just have that extra step in there. So they're softwood?
Yeah, they cut like big spruce, and those big swamps, small stuff too. Kind of like cut everything. You have to check him out. He's got some pretty good videos.
I'm gonna check him out. I for some reason I'm always more attracted to the West Coast because it's just different.
Yeah,
we don't have that. Yeah,
like Axeman. I used to love watching that.
I used to love it too. I put it on the TV the other day, and you want to talk about cringe? My God, they made a lot of that.
It didn't age well.
No, it didn't. Not when you actually live in the industry now and you see how things are.
This is super steep. It's like, it's like ice road truckers. They're like, this is the worst road in the entire world, and it's like they make it look like nobody would ever drive up it. They make it look like pass vertical.
And from a camera, a filming guy myself, the cameras do not do anything justice, but Axemen blow everything out of proportion. If it wasn't,
they can do effects to make it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? To blow it out of proportion.
Yeah. The only effects you got is me trying to explain how steep this is or how steep that was,
and it never does it justice.
No. The GoPros are pretty much a flat, plain camera.
I don't understand. It's hard to grasp how it doesn't work.
Well, the only way that I found to kind of cheat the GoPro is if you put it on the side of a hill and you're passing it. Like that one video that I've got that actually shows a good me climbing out of a belly type deal, but you can only get, it depends on how far the camera is. If the camera is close up to you, you only get 8 foot, 10 foot of it. But if you can push the camera back, then you can hardly see the machine. So it's really a hard deal.
Yep.
But what's on the list for the rest of the day?
Load trucks until they stop coming. And go home.
Do you load and pull?
Yeah. Everyone's coming back from their trip this morning, so.
So what do they do in the morning?
In the morning, they'll show up here about right when I start, 7 o'clock.
6:50.
Yeah, right when I get here.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll load the first round. It takes them about 2 hours to come back.
What's the idea with? Everybody pretty much grasps what I do as far as my day, getting the skidder, bring wood to the freaking loader. What's a normal Benjamin day do?
Normal my day is just taking care of all the wood that you send here right now. All your pulp wood is the only wood that's coming in here, and it's just scaling. We're back behind. 1 second. That's good. We're behind like 60 loads, I think it was, because it was springtime now, and everybody was kind of getting pushed hard to get out of the woods.
Yep.
So everyone was just flogging the wood here as fast as they could, to the point of we couldn't even take care of it because all we were doing was unloading trucks.
Yeah.
And now we're just kind of get it taken care of and get it out of here, which is a challenge because a lot of the mills over there in Canada are on like they just don't want to send wood right now because it's that half load, and it's costs them twice as much for the same volume. So
exactly,
they kind of slow down. They say they don't need wood, but it's just, they just don't want to. I don't blame them.
You can understand it.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, a lot of extra money to move a little bit more wood.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's kind of hard to explain my day here. It's kind of the same thing. I just load and unload trucks all day.
Yeah. But you do a little bit of grading, or is that Chris's job?
No, that's all Carter's job. He just scales wood. We just set it out and hurry up for him to scale it, and then once he scales it, we pick it back up and put it into its sorts, like depending on what mill it's going to. every mill has the specs sheet. Every mill pretty much will take anything, but certain mills will pay better for one thing or the other. So that's why we sort it out
Like
to try to get the best price for everyone. Best price for everyone.
so
Best way to
basically,
put
like
it.
we get per job. Ray gets a sheet. They're looking for
Yeah.
8 foot, 10 foot, 14s. And other than the next job we go to, they're looking for 10s, 12s, 16s,
Yeah.
per species, and then what the minimum diameter is, that type of deal.
Yep.
That type
Yeah, like see over to there's a mill, St. Armand it's called. It's
Okay.
over in Canada. They would pay better for maple that was 8 foot long than another place would. So we'd put a J on that for St. Armand. They take 10 inches minimum with
Yep.
like 4 clear, like nice logs, but just the 8-footers. So you'd send a whole load of 8 foot to them, or like then we send stuff to Gutchess. They pay pretty good for everything. So we mix it all together. They get hard maple, soft maple, cherry. It all depends. The market's been so up and down that we've had to switch stuff around like crazy.
Well, that's like when Bailey's was here grading our stuff. They were saying they're going to start taking cherry because cherry was up with soft maple prices right now.
Yeah.
At least in their neck of the
cherry.
woods. I don't know where they are. Yeah. Well, they're buying our bad cherry too. So
you think you can get closer? This guy's got me out here using a telescope.
So we got moderator Dan about a year ago. Irving Pulp and Paper had a big fire in a chip pile. Took a good part of a day putting it out with planes and ground crews. I'll send you a pic in the Discord. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah,
that's
so
really
fires.
Cool.
We were on about fires a little bit yesterday too.
Yeah.
You know, fires in mill. I know farmers have to deal with that with their silos and everything else. We've all seen them videos of them blowing
Not
up.
quite that close. Sorry, I'm over here trying to direct traffic.
No, you're good, dude. Do what you're doing. I've got to do my job too.
Yeah, we've dealt with fires when I worked at the pellet mill. Oh, that was the enemy of that place. It doesn't take long for some fine dust to catch on fire. That's good.
No, we had Ben, you were here last year. We had the buncher catch fire.
Yeah.
You know, every industry. I mean, we're a little bit better off where we are when it comes to the humidity and the moisture.
Yeah. It's pretty rare for a fire around here unless somebody causes it, you know.
I had one start on me last year from my skidder chains.
Oh yeah, that's
the freaking the only way I was actually able to catch the stupid thing was because it was just in the early morning.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I hit a rock or whatever the case may be, but it ended up lighting freaking leaves
next
on
to
fire.
You? Like when you're running the skidder through the woods?
When I was running the skidder through the woods, yeah.
I thought you meant like your tire chains that you were cutting them or something.
No. Well, yeah, that's happened just about every time I've done that.
Yeah.
You caught on fire with me one day.
No, you're perfect.
I think that was before I was working here when we were over at where the heck was that?
Colton.
Yeah.
So how did you see the fire?
It was just before daylight, right in the fall.
Boy, you got lucky there.
Well, I see the spark come off my tire chain as I was climbing a hill.
Yeah.
And I freaking, I kind of kept an eye on it. I drove over it, looked back behind, and it started to catch on the freaking leaves.
Yeah.
So I freaking went back and I emptied out one of my freaking body armor things on it, and yeah.
You should have just bladed it.
Wow, it was one of them. I was on a hill, climbing the hill, so I would have had to go up to the top, go back down, and blade it, or back up and.
That's crazy. In all my time of skidding wood, I've never had that happen. I've
But
seen
one of them.
I've caught the buncher on fire to my own fault.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just better to replace the starter instead of having to jump it with a screwdriver every time you shut the machine off. And
But you
this
gotta do
was
what you gotta do in the
definitely
woods.
one of those. Oh yeah, the starter, it didn't like to engage after you shut it off. It would just spin. So you'd have to get out and jump the solenoid for it to like make it work again. And it freaking spark came off of that, and the dust caught on fire so fast. Luckily, I only burnt a fuel line, and by the time I got it out.
Well, I mean, if I was to take a camera right now and take a look at our engine bay, in the buncher, in the skidder, in the loader,
Oh yeah,
you can see how
everything is
this stuff
susceptible to
happens.
burn to the ground right now.
Yes, it's not. I mean, these things are.
That's why the buncher has the fire suppression on it.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think John used it, did he?
Should. I don't.
Wait, no, he had the fire.
Worked.
It was inside with the fuse panel.
Yeah, I don't even think it would have worked if you would.
No, it works. It's all certified ASPE for insurance.
No, I meant what? How do them work?
What do you mean? The fire suppression?
Yeah, is it electrical? Is it freaking?
It has
I don't know that.
in the engine bay and inside the I don't know about inside the cab of the machine. Yep. Some of them have nozzles in there, but I know the trip wires are outside and they run all over the engine, on top of the engine, the harnesses and stuff.
Yeah.
They're just wires, and if those wires get burnt through, it'll set off. It's like a chemical powder or whatever, like a regular fire extinguisher.
Does that work if there's no signal? Like,
what do you mean?
Static? How is it generated? Like, to know it
has a nitrogen system in it. It has its own like standalone computer for it and everything, you know. Like, you can see it. It says it's armed, ready to go behind the seat.
What if you have a fire in a fuse panel like we did?
Well, see, that's inside the cab type of thing. You know what I mean? This is, but some of them have a fire thing that'll blow it inside the cab too.
Yep.
It'll have nozzles right inside, which that would not taste good.
Oh, holy cow!
That would be bad. Fire extinguishers are spicy on the throat.
Going off.
Me too.
I don't know about fire suppression system.
Well, I mean, you ever taste a fire extinguisher when you played with one with your friends?
I did when I was at the fire department.
Blow it and then breathe it in. Ooh.
Yeah, it's definitely something that gets in you.
Spicy.
Yeah, spicy. No, but that's something that I was wondering was how does that work if you have a fire in a bad spot?
Well, eventually, like, I don't know if there's I don't know if inside there's a wire that if it catches on fire or something, it'll set it off. You know, like I just know that in the engine bay, if you look, you'll see the wire that runs all over everything, and then the nozzles.
Yep. No, that's good because I didn't know that actually. I was more or less being.
Yeah, they have a lot of problems with. I know Seaways was having a lot of problems because theirs kept tripping off because the guys weren't cleaning them out, and the freaking start a little tiny fire, and then it costs a lot of money to have that thing refilled every time.
Yep.
The system recharged and rebuilt, like a new wire put in and whatever fixed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cost a lot of money. I think it was like $30,000 to have the people come and put a whole new system in.
I would imagine that type of
and it has to have that system functioning if you got one on a loan through the bank, which pretty much the majority of people do. If it's got insurance on it, it's got to have that fire protection, I guess.
Frickin', I think Wade used his own method, or he used like fireballs. They look like dodgeballs or whatever you want to call them. But he put them inside of the engine bay on his because he actually had a fire start on his buncher. So after that, he fixed it. Well, he
tried to.
He did his own suppression system from it.
Yeah. Well, some of them just don't have it. But the ones that come with it, the insurance usually makes you keep up on it. It has to get inspected. There's a guy that comes and inspects them and makes sure. Yeah,
it must have like a protection light or something like that just to let you know that It's
Yeah,
on and
like it's
armed.
armed. Yeah, if you look behind the seat, you'll see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a rigmarole to get that thing fixed and get it back in the woods. We were running a John Deere for 4 months. That thing
Oh
was
yeah.
probably down for what, 8 months? Because it was
Oh
down
my
about.
God. It was down for a long time. How was that other buncher? I never really. I know that when they first got it, it spit out an idler right on the trailer.
Yep,
Right? Needed a
yep,
whole undercarriage basically.
yep, yeah. The undercarriage was gone on it. That thing was
Spit a
probably
roll out right on the low bed.
30%. That's why they were wanting us to look at it and get it, that type of deal. Same thing with that cat loader that we were using.
Yeah, that experiences some technical difficulties. Why don't you tell us about that?
That was I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but we had
A certain someone
the
who
boss.
shall the one who shall not be named.
We'll not name the name, but the boss man was skidding with me, and
Blood.
he pulls a hungry hitch.
Oh yeah.
And it was a little bit much for the timberjack, to be quite honest, and he had a hard time getting it to the loader.
Good.
And in the process of him getting it to the loader, he ended up pushing trees through the pulp pile.
Yeah.
And it ended up putting a piece of pulp at a 45-degree angle, which was just perfect height to take out an oil pan.
Yep.
As the operator was swinging, it blew a football-sized hole into the oil pan, and quick evacuation happened.
Yes.
I think that was the second week
High speed oil change.
High speed oil change. Luckily, the operator shut it down in time.
Didn't
but
it
took out the turbo. It took out the turbo. So.
Isn't that crazy? Just a
little
bit of oil pressure, and you're in trouble.
Yeah, big trouble. That was a very costly deal.
Oh, because that was a warranty problem.
Yeah, was it Cross Gates or Crossroads or whatever? He was there for 3 days checking main bearings and checking everything out.
Really?
Oh yeah. Who is that? Is it Crossroads?
It was CJ's.
No, the mechanic.
Oh, CJ's a mechanic. They have their own mechanics.
The one with the railroad deal on it? No, it wasn't. It wasn't CJ.
No.
It was I think he does work for Linedecker.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he was out there. Yeah, he was out there for 3 days doing that, fixing that up.
Nice. How'd you like that machine?
That was nice. I run that probably 2 days, and that machine was extremely smooth. It was quick. The thing that I didn't care about it was the slasher that it came with was so slow.
Yep. Oh, it was.
But the machine was 10 times better than this Tiger Cat 234B as far as the hydraulic control and everything. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't electric over hydraulic, so it had. You had feeling to it. It was like an excavator.
Yeah. Felt good. That's what this one feels like with the electric or the regular pilot hydraulic controls. This thing feels 100 times better than that other one.
Yeah.
It's predictable. You don't have there's no latency. That's the best way to put it. They have a very hard time with latency.
I'd love to be able to film this man and this freaking loader, because anybody that has run this loader or one like it would kind of give it respect, because he's pretty surgical with it. I don't know how.
Oh yeah. No, it just takes time. I mean, I'll help these guys. I'll pull their cables over their loads and stuff like that, Well, once you're in something for so long.
This thing is...
I know, I ran it. I ran it for a year.
Yes, you did.
I had a whole year in that machine, so... I mean, you can be precise with it. It's just, it takes a long time to get used to it. You have to kind of compensate for the delay and be kind of ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, I have not got that. I'm pretty decent with equipment. That right there is my Achilles heel.
Seat time. You do it for long enough, like, I mean, if I went to go run an excavator right now, I'd be screwed for at least, half a day until I got my head programmed to, okay, we're swinging with our hand,
Yeah, swinging with your hand and stick is backwards.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't run the cat controls, but
Well, your what is it? Stick is full back.
yeah, everything's
Yeah,
the
it's
only thing that's
backwards.
different is the stick, which I don't understand. The loader, they got it right.
We're not gonna go down that road.
What do you listen? We have time to go down that road. Let's start
Oh,
it.
what time is it?
Everybody,
Okay,
tell me
we
what
got
you
a little
like
bit.
better: cat controls, John Deere controls. If you know what the buncher controls are, Zach is very partial to his cat controls.
I am very partial. Very partial.
But if you think about it like this, okay, I'm pulling back my right stick right now. And when I pull back my right stick, you got to think, I just look at it like a fishing rod. You know what I mean? I'm pulling
Yep.
back on it and picking it up like a fishing rod, and that's exactly what it's doing.
See, I look at it as it's an excavator boom or a loader boom.
Well, yeah,
And it's
you're
not
looking
doing
as
what I
in
want it to do.
pushing the boom away from you.
Yeah,
This
push
is
the
like
stick away from me. I push the boom away from me.
Yeah. Oh man, we could
No,
go
I've
on
got,
about
I've gotten
that
used
one.
to the I've gotten used to the controls. That's the way I run it in Farm Sim. That's the way
Yeah,
I've got to run it here. So I've gotten used to it. It's just as a preference thing. It's more understandable with cat controls than it is with like a loader control.
I just hate cat controls on the excavator. Oh frick, just doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense. So like, let's just reinvent the wheel.
And that's the way I felt coming to logging. Honestly, from running an excavator.
Yeah.
I
From
wonder
running an
which one
excavator the wrong way to log in the right way.
which one came first.
I'm sure
Or were they
the
both about the
cat
same?
controls were well. Cat control is just it was probably exclusive when the cat came out with their excavators or something. You know what I mean?
Well, I
It's
mean,
probably like
loaders stopped being what?
well
Four sticks.
Yeah, I mean
Is that somewhat recent, like 80s, 70s?
yeah, I would say. I don't know. They probably had regular sticks like this for quite a while now.
Oh, that would be 40 years now. But I'm just wondering
Yeah.
if they took. I don't know. It's a weird topic without any back
I don't know.
context to it.
Somebody just decided, all right, we're gonna work off of like backhoe controls and then just modify them to fit the needs of. I mean, with the buncher, the controls like a backhoe control makes so much more sense in a buncher.
Yeah.
Instead of the way the control is, and that's the way I learned it because somebody switched the hoses around.
Paul.
But then I had to learn it the way in the buncher, so I just learned it the right way.
I'm wondering how Paul did it in my skidder to get the controls backwards. I wonder if he did
Well,
the
it's
electrical.
easy to do it in the buncher. All you gotta do is hit a button and you can switch it to whatever you want.
Boy, that's with the user settings, right? The preferences.
Yeah, there's just, I mean, not even preferences. You just look on the screen and it's like the fourth button over. It shows like a joystick icon.
Yeah.
You touch that and you can switch it to whatever you want.
Yeah, I wish it was that easy in this thing.
Well, I mean, did you reconnect all the colors to the right colors and
the colors? One's a 4-pin plug, the other one's 2 plugs in one. So, yeah. I mean, I guess I could have done that, but I didn't.
I was thinking that's how he did it. He just swapped wires around.
I think that would be, he could either do that or he would have went back and changed the solenoids. Because when John and I were trying to diagnose where the problem was with the broken wire, we jumped solenoids and then we also jumped the joystick in here to figure out if it was the button, the solenoid, or the wire had a short in it. When we did the joystick, so.
Boy, there's some pine in here with your guys' wood. That's suspicious.
No, there shouldn't be no pine.
I don't know. I just put a pine on there, or spruce or something.
It wasn't from ours. Somebody must have messed with you.
It was you.
No pine, no softwood here, bud.
Oh no.
I will actually tell you. This is what we've had after 2 weeks. You see that? sitting next to the
Is that
buncher.
softwood?
That's all
Yeah,
the
but
softwood we
the
cut off
other
of this
parts
job.
of it are sitting right here in my pile. I'm just loading them on a truck. And I found your cans. Did you put them inside of the log? I could see something shining. I was like,
No.
what is that shining? There's soda
No.
cans inside the log.
No, they're not. Oh,
I mean, you wouldn't do that.
no. No.
Does anybody got anything they want to talk about or ask a question? Please
haven't.
ask a question. I just looked. Nobody
No.
said anything, but ask any question.
Oh, we're doing
I'll
good
even-
on conversation then. If nobody's saying nothing, they're listening.
I'll even tell you my favorite color.
One of the things we got to that we've kind of touched on, we can elaborate on maybe. We can't run out of topics. That's the biggest thing, you know.
Yeah, trying to think of something good to talk about. I don't have time to write stuff down like you.
Yeah, I've got all the time in the world right now.
Yeah.
I don't. This is the most state job week I've had here.
Yeah.
I mean, the hurry up and wait is real.
Uh-huh. It's like cleaning up the end of the landing for like a week straight.
Yes.
You know how when you have to sit on the landing,
because
so
this,
yeah.
that, and the other, and then all of a sudden the truck's not coming. So what are you gonna do? Well,
yeah, because Ed decided he wanted to go haul chips.
Yep. Edward, do you hear Mitchell's driver just left him?
Yeah.
Oh, you knew that was happening?
Yeah, I've been spinning the rumor mill over here.
Oh, Marcus?
It's like I just like messing with the truck drivers because you can tell them anything and they'll believe it.
Yeah, and then
I heard he quit and he bought an ice cream truck and he's gonna go serve ice cream. Really? Yeah, I'm not. They'll believe anything.
Who was the power company you went to work for?
I have no idea.
Wondered if it was local or not because he said he was hauling for them on the side.
Yeah, they're doing all that power line project, I believe, out by my house and stuff.
Yep.
And they have to move equipment a lot because they have little job sites everywhere one of those poles are, where they're putting in the new poles.
Yeah.
So, they have to set up and then take down and set up and take down. There's crane mats to move. I think they offered my dad, I don't even remember. It was like $60 an hour or something to go drive a truck like he's driving right now and just haul crane mats.
Yep.
But
problem with that is we like to be home.
Yep, that's his thing. He likes being home.
That's it. Oh. I got a really good spot to put this.
What's that now?
You guys will watch me bounce here. So I don't really have a good spot to put the camera.
Yeah. I'll pick mine up after.
I'm just getting rid of the tops right now. Can't bring them in the woods.
Yeah, what have you been doing with that? Making a big mountain of them or what?
Yeah, tops
I'm sure it's notable.
We're working on it. Can actually show you once I'm out of the way here of Mr. Ray and his limmer. I'll get a freaking tree on the top of me.
I'll tell you one thing though, as far as reliability goes, the trailer mounted delimmer all day.
Right here's the top
for reliability.
Top pile.
Yeah, he the ones that they have here are broken all the time.
The delimmers?
Those stroke delimmers. Yes, they're always broken.
Really?
Yeah.
I see them out in front of the garage.
Oh yeah, they're always broke. Well, they're everything's out of the woods right now. They're gonna go through them.
Well, they have moved them at least.
They break those knife cylinders and stuff constantly for the knives and.
Yeah.
it's a lot of hard work on that piece of equipment, which I never had any problems with that one on the front of the loader. I never had to change a hose.
You want to go there?
Oh wait, except for the time that we did have to take it off because we broke all the bolts.
You want to go there?
That was still not that bad. Remember when I got soaked and John had to buy me new clothes?
Yeah, the week worth of frickin'
That wasn't a
Edward
week
and I and John cutting with a chainsaw to limit everything.
Yeah, I had it so hard, didn't I?
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, I hit my little button and my Edward comes out and he gets all grumpy and cuts my trees up. Meow meow.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I remember that now. My little Ed Beaver.
Yeah.
Secret button on the joystick. A little hammer comes out, smacks him on the toe.
Yeah. That was a good time. That was a good time. The old Big Wolf.
I was like, man, remember? I thought that bearing was going bad. Turns out there was like 2 bolts holding the thing back.
Yeah, we were lucky it was not a bearing. Well, we were playing. We redid the whole thing anyway. But I mean, that was a good catch.
Yes.
It was like freaking last month and a half ago. I freaking came out to the landing with this skidder. Right now, I've got a pile of electrical problems with this. We've had some rodents in it since it sat last summer. It sat for 3 months out in Goldsmith, and some mice found home in the cabin in the engine compartment. And now, every time I go to start the thing, the hydraulic and transmission lights come on, so I've got to go and diagnose that. But I was just coming out with a load of wood. And I had smelt a little bit of like 80, 90 weight. Got a little bit of that whiff. So I gave Ray his wood and whatnot. I brought it up to the trailer, got out, and I freaking was met with about 3 foot puddle underneath the skidder, right underneath the battery box.
Oh, I know what that was.
Yeah.
That filter in there, it blows a pinhole in it.
That filter freaking blew the O-ring this time.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I made it.
I
from
talked
the
to
woods
Charlie
to the
about
landing.
it, and he's like, we were thinking that it was just a too thick of a micron filter.
Yeah.
Too much restriction. That when it got restricted, it was just too much for it to handle. I had that happen to me. That was a good one. I said, boy, I smell freaking gear oil in here. Something
big
fierce.
Time.
Because I hate gear oil.
Yeah.
I remember that.
That's one of them smells like the fire extinguisher. That when you smell it, you taste it.
Yes. Boy, I've been a pretty good pace. I think I've been 25-minute loads. I just loaded another load of pulp.
Stuff. It's that nice big wood that we're sending you, Bob.
No, this is junk right now.
You wouldn't give me the benefit.
No, it was nice wood, but I'm not loading that. I'm loading the wood from 2 weeks ago now.
Oh.
Your guys' nice big wood is getting piled across the road from me. We have to circulate the pile so they can keep their inventory.
Oh, yeah. Rotate the stock.
Rotate the stock. Yeah, that's unfortunate with the mice getting into the electrical system.
Yeah, it's been a mess. I got tomorrow when I get a little bit of time, I got to go through and pull the hydraulic tank apart, figure out where the wires are for that, and see what wire I can get fixed.
So what's it saying right now?
Right now it's saying hydraulic oil level critical.
Oh, yeah.
And transmission slip errors.
Try that. Yep. Transmission slip. I was having that, but the only time I had that was when I'd be pushing on a big pile or something, and it would rev up and the machine wouldn't move forward.
Yep. That's basically what it's telling me now, but that's only because.
But you
it's
might
reading-
have a dirty transmission speed sensor. Those are known to be an issue.
That could be it too.
They had that problem with the transmission speed sensors and stuff.
And I will elaborate a little bit for any operators out there that run a Tiger Cat. I know it's not rocket science, but the first time I filled the transmission in this thing, it was about -30, and I think
Yeah, that's no good.
it took me about 45 minutes with that little metal spout sitting in there, and of course the transmission fluid goes horizontal and then drops down. So
Yeah.
if you actually take a 2-inch rubber hose and you get it
Yeah.
hot, you can slide it over that frickin' pump
Yeah.
and use a band clamp
Yeah. To force it in.
and force it in.
Yeah, normally the way I used to do it was I'd take an old DEF jug, fill it with that, and set it on the floor of the skidder and stick it into the thing with the door open.
You can do that too.
All right, you're about to witness me pushing a truck with my loader.
All right, good, because I can wait here for a minute. Go ahead. I want to watch.
You're watching. Sucks I have logs on the front. Kind of makes it harder to see.
So what is that? The back or the front of the machine?
The front. It has a little bumper on the front. Oh boy. I had it right to the floor there. Whew, she didn't got the power of the skidder.
No,
No, he is chugging right now. Look at that freaking lift axles turn sideways.
met one of them coming
You're
down
seeing
the road the other
bloopers
day.
wide. You're seeing bloopers live.
Tell you what, that was a scary deal.
Boy, I thought she was going to be planted there to grow till summer. Oh, beep that out of there. Beep, beep, boop. And see, look at, I got my, that's the forward and back, Zach.
Yep.
And
Button
then,
pushes?
then this is how you steer it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then, you know, you got to, obviously, pedals on the floor.
Yep.
I like this one better, or the other one's not bad because, the other one you have a third joystick to use, the other loader. So, like, right in front of my right joystick, there's another one. You just push it forward and backwards.
I gotcha.
That one's not bad. Yeah, but now I'm getting ready to go and unload another load of wood. I'll try to, I can't do mine so that people can see it while it's in the holder. I can't go wide.
Yeah. Yeah, we're both in that same boat.
But see, as you can see, we have some logs here.
Yeah, that's a nice looking yard.
I mean, that's all wood that's scaled. I've been trying to pick it up, but I can't pick it up because I don't get 2 seconds.
No breathing time for Benjamin.
Yeah, look at all the logs we have. And this is just half of the yard.
Look at the frickin' pool. My gosh.
Yeah, they decided they were going to grade all that out this fall to take the gravel to put it on the road. I said that was smart.
Mm-hmm.
Now I got a frickin' pond.
I was going to say, now you're going to have logs floating away.
Mm-hmm. What do I do when they're floating away?
Hey, that's a good story. We should talk about that.
Okay, so like normally when you're in the skidder, you have all that wood that Zach was just showing, the big pile. You have all that wood. You can put that in the trail and use it for whatever you got to use to get traction, to get through muddy holes and stuff. So usually if it's wet, you just keep putting the tops to it and it'll stiffen up over time and dry up. Zach's like, he's coming out and I look and I see a water line, like the tires are clean. I'm like, how is this happening? And I said, I put the wood to it. He goes, the wood's floating away.
I said, Benjamin, what do you do if the wood's floating away? He says, Oh, beat.
What do you mean the wood's floating away? Well, it turns out the creek was backed up.
Oh yeah, we had 3 culverts in that freaking creek, and the water would have been over the cab on the left side. On the
Oh,
right
yeah.
side, it was a steady little
It was-
stream.
It washed
it just-
down the skid trail.
It
Oh,
just
yeah.
kept going and going and going. So I just kept putting the freaking wood to it, where I was probably 4
Yeah.
foot deep in tops, and
Right here, I'll unload you.
it just started floating away on me.
Probably better off come down this road right here, 'cause then you'll be empty when you go through the mud. You'll be empty when you go through the mud run, the bounty hole.
So I think I actually still have video.
Yeah, we don't got any mud around here. It's dusty.
Yeah.
Oh, and there comes the one guy comes every week with a gooseneck dump trailer load of logs. Cuts them with a chainsaw. And yeah, he's got a 3500 Dodge dually with a dump trailer.
Working right. Pay me now.
I mean, I have guys come some 7-8 logs.
Yep. That was a different experience though, because nobody really understood. I'm not like on the YouTube and even right now talking. I'm not very good at explaining myself, and people don't know really how to take me. Like I talk really pretty deliberate, I guess. So when the wood is floating, you know, I don't think they took me seriously until they actually went down and looked.
Yes, it was hilarious.
Oh, you meant the wood was floating. That's what I said. The wood is
That's good.
floating away.
Yeah, we had to cut freaking 3 hitches of wood to put it in and make like a bridge, and I had to rip out all the crossings and
bringing John freaking wood, hitches of wood, and he was freaking putting it right to the crossing. So we ended
building
up
a bridge.
We pulled that crossing out, and we let the water clean out for a couple of days, and we pulled some close wood there. Yeah, and then I don't know. We made a bigger bridge out of more wood.
Just got to keep it clean. If you get plugged up, you're screwed.
Well, the problem we had with the culverts, which they're probably 16-inch pipe, metal pipe, about an inch thick, maybe 3/4 of an inch. They ended up freezing completely, and don't ask me how that happened, because you had force of water on one side, so the water was moving, and the only thing
sediment though. Sediment.
Exactly what it was. A little bit of top, a pine bouse top or something like that, get in there, and then all of a sudden that water's sitting.
Yep.
But yeah, that was a good experience.
Memorable.
What else we got, Benjamin? You weren't there for the day that I fell off the bridge and into the river, eh?
Yeah, I was there.
Were you there? Were you running loader for that?
Yeah.
That was the day you were in the buncher. And
almost buried the buncher.
Yeah.
I had to have John help me because I didn't want to really screw myself.
Right in the frickin' swamp. That's right.
It ain't easy with that thing. If the tracks start digging down, you're done. You got to try to... It doesn't have the power you think it would to pick itself up.
Yep. Yep. Right about where you buried that, there was a little crossing that Brandon and I had been going across. And I don't know what happened, but I had the timber jack. And I had a pretty good sized hitch on me, and when I went to get up on the bridge, because it wasn't a flat bridge, it was something that you had to climb onto. I ended up climbing onto it, going into kind of a wheelie type deal.
I remember
came back down, the front chains dug, and completely stripped the logs that were underneath, and I fell in big time.
Oh yeah, I remember it clearly. That was a good one because my dad was running a loader. Remember?
That was such a screwed up time, man.
My dad was running the loader because his truck was the motor went in his truck. Remember?
Oh yeah.
So my dad was running the loader.
Yep.
Mhm.
You were in the buncher. John was in the timber jack, and I was in this thing.
Mhm.
And then for some reason, I had a hydraulic line go off of this, and John took it, because he would rather be down himself and work and fix it. So he had me skidding. So I had the timber jack, and he got into this, and he was happy that I put it in the creek. That way he didn't have to run this thing no more.
Oh, really?
He can't stand this machine. He says he's got too short of legs.
Too short of legs.
That's what he says.
Everybody hates it because of the auto rev up. You bunch of old grumpy bastards.
Well, you just shut that off.
I like the auto idle.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. That's got me into trouble.
Well, yeah. Got to be smart. I don't know where my other loader man's messing off at, but he ain't around here.
Mr. Chris is pulling a.
Classic Chris, a CC classic Chris moment.
Oh boy.
You want to have a beeper battle?
My loader man's the VIP for sure because he ain't stopped.
No, that's the way he always was.
He doesn't get no breaks.
Was that way when we were, when I worked with him at Mitchell's.
Yeah.
He'll let you know if he doesn't want you to do something too.
That's what I like, man. You were that way too until I could turn off the CD.
Yeah. Don't even get me going with that.
Freaking throwing trees
Yeah,
at
you'll
me.
get the picture, right? I was miserable. Oh, I didn't want to think about it.
I don't either. Oh, that was.
Remember the
times.
time when that
big wolf
when that
job had
Black Hawk
everybody
came right
stressed.
over the top of you? That was cool.
Yeah, that was freaking awesome.
It was just like, man, I wish I could get that picture out of my head. It would have made the coolest background to like a home screen to a phone or something.
Yeah.
It was just like, here comes out of the blinding snowstorm a Black Hawk that like, and it flares up. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Right over the top of you, and it was like you couldn't have set it up any better.
That was, with this job here, because we are so close to the military base, we're always getting jets here that are going down and doing.
Do you see
maneuvers.
There was an Apache that went by the other day.
No, I missed it. But they've been doing what's the deal that they do, the atomic boom or something like that.
Oh yeah. Well, they like doing that around here.
Well, they did that in top of us the other day, and I thought somebody was shooting at us with a damn shotgun.
Oh yeah, one day I was sitting in the loader and the whole loader started shaking. I was like, dude, something's coming apart on this thing. Motor's going or something. I'm like, what is this noise? That was the jet.
Freaking
insane.
The jets.
That's my dream thing. I would love to go and get to fly in a fighter jet.
Really?
That's the only thing. Like that is the one thing, bucket list item right there.
No kidding.
You can go do it. I just want to do it. It'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Go to Florida and do it. Costs like $5,000.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to do it or not. I mean, I'm not.
I would want to do it.
Not against it, but I'm not really.
Have you ever been in a helicopter?
Yeah.
It's amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
I don't know.
That's for
the
sure.
thrill of it. The best is when you go and ride in the little helicopter with 4 guys that are all my size that are pretty big, and he says, we go over my dad's house, and he says, we're not going to be able to hover, but we'll fly by. Yeah, it was me and my dad and Mike Viancourt, the police officer. He was standing there, and he's like, can I go for a ride? And then the pilot.
No kidding.
$20 to go for a ride at the park. They had them there. It was like a fundraiser. It was amazing.
Come on. This is what I've been dealing with.
Getting off. Yeah, you're getting a snaggled mess.
See the front end? Just freaking floating. I can't get your crap out of the pile.
It's all tangled. Gotta love it. That's why I hate putting him into a pile. It's a waste of time.
Oh, freaking Henry does it so well, though.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Cross them all.
Oh, what else we got here? Anything? If we're not, well, we'll cut her off.
What's
I
that
think that's
now?
been pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it's been productive.
And like I said, I'll get these downloaded, and as soon as I get home, I'll send them over to you, and you can throw them up on yours for your guys to watch.
Sounds like a plan, Stan.
I wish I wish we could merge them and have it live stream on both channels. That's something to look into this weekend.
Yes. To try it.
But definitely, guys, if you guys check this out, you guys like it, let us know in the comment section, talking points or something like that, because we can roll for a little while when we get started. But
I'm always thinking about what I'm doing at work here too, and trying not to kill people. So it's
that's
it's
the
hard to
biggest
stay
thing.
on topic.
Exactly, and you'll see that from the last video. It was
You get interrupted by somebody, and then
trying
somebody
to
calls your phone.
yeah. That's,
So many
hey,
unforeseen
we had
things.
a good time today. We put this on once.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
They worked good. 75 minutes.
Yep. 75 minutes, guys. All right, we're gonna wrap it there, guys. God bless y'all. We'll see you next time. Go check out Rookie Loggers channel. And low battery. Perfect. All right, Bennerman.
See ya.
Love listening to you guys. Moderator Dan. Hey, thank you, man. We'll see you next time, Bubba.
Don't forget to subscribe, Moderator Dan, to me.
Oh, here we go.
See ya.
See y'all.